This is Adam's Parent-Teacher Conference. I am Miss Sanchez, and this is Mrs. Sample, Adam's mother. Hello, Miss Sample. Thank you so much for coming in today. I know it's a busy schedule that you have, so I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. I'm Miss Sanchez, Adam's art teacher, and today I want to do a few things. Share how Adam is doing in art, connect to what we know about his reading and writing, and make a simple plan we can both support, nothing overwhelming.
Sounds great.
Great. So jump in anytime. This is our conversation, not just me talking to you or at you.
Okay. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Adam actually loves your class. I'm so glad to hear how he's doing.
Oh, I love hearing that. He enjoys art. That shows. Let me start by saying how amazing Adam is, and there are so many reasons why. In art, Adam really shines with patterns and designs. When we did a project with repeating shapes and patterns, he was one of the few students who instantly saw how to build a pattern that fit the whole page.
Wow.
Yes. Mathy art, as we call it, anything with grids and measuring is totally his thing. When we did a simple warm-up on symmetry, Adam lit it up. He did so amazing. Also, he focuses really well when he's engaged. If he's into the project, he can stay with it and really refine small details, especially in drawing and coloring. On the testing side, his scores confirm that his math and problem-solving scores are above average for his age. So that logic brain we see in art is very real.
Ooh, great. That sounds like him. At home, he'll spend forever building Legos or lining things up just right.
Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. In the art room, I see the same thing. He likes things to make visual sense. That's great strength. That's a great strength for design. And we can actually use that to support his reading and his writing.
Great.
Now, even though I'm just the art teacher, reading and writing sneak into my room more than people think. Students read step-by-step directions on the board. They read short artist blurbs or captions. They write labels, titles, or a little artist statement at the end. My artwork shows I used, etc. For Adam, that's where I see things slowing down. When instructions are only in writing, he'll pause and look around to see what other people are or what other kids are doing. And if I ask for a 1 or 2 sentence reflection, he has ideas, but getting them on paper is hard for him. Spelling slows him down, and he'll sometimes write the very minimum that I ask. From his testing, we know his reading and spelling are below the typical range for his age for 4th grade. More like early 2nd grade level. That lines up exactly with what I see. He's smart, but it takes extra energy for him to decode words and spell them.
Yes, that's what we see with homework. He understands things when we talk, but as soon as he has to read a paragraph or write more than a sentence, he kind of hits a wall.
Okay. Well, that's a perfect description, actually. I don't see a lack of understanding. I see a kid whose brain is working overtime just to read and spell. And then there's less energy left for expression. I want to say this out loud because it's important. He's not behind in who he is. He has real strengths. We're just working on the tools he uses to show that those strengths in school, in his reading and writing. And in art, I think of it like this. Some students naturally have fine motor skills and control with their pencil, and others need a little bit more practice. Adam's thinking is very strong. His reading and writing pencil just needs more practice and just the right grip.
Thank you. That's helpful to hear. It's hard when everything feels like a comparison to other kids.
Totally. And in art, I try to focus on his growth compared to himself, not the kid next to him. Let me walk through a few specific things I already do with him, and we'll keep doing going forward for Adam in art to support both his creativity and his reading and writing. So number 1, I wanted to go over visual directions, not just the written ones.
Okay.
I draw little icons or mini sketches for him next to the written steps on the board, and that seems to help him. For example, instead of only writing outline shapes with black marker, there's a small drawing next to it of a shape with a bold outline. And then that way, Adam doesn't feel like he needs to decode the word. He can match the picture to the step, and that seems to really help him.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, and also modeling out loud. So I'll say, watch me, step 1, I draw the big shapes. Step 2, I add patterns. Hearing it plus seeing it helps him a lot more than a paragraph on the board. The third thing I do is sentence starters for writing about art. When students write a short artist statement, I give starters like my artwork shows. I use lines and colors too. This part was hard because Adam can fill in the rest without feeling like he has to invent the whole sentence from scratch. Light support with spelling, so I help with that as well. If he's stuck on a word like texture, for example, I might quickly write it on a sticky note for him instead of making him just sit there for 3 minutes trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
The goal is to keep him thinking about ideas and not getting trapped on one word. Also, I give him extra processing time. So I give him a little bit more time to read any written instructions or reflection questions, and I check in verbally. Okay. Adam, can you tell me in your own words what we're doing? If he can say, I know he gets it, even if writing is hard. So if he can say it, at least I know he's it's starting to sink in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So.
I really appreciate that he gets embarrassed when he has to ask for help a lot. So having those supports built in probably helps.
Absolutely, it does. I really think it does. I try to make it feel normal. This is just how we do things in art, so he's not singled out.
Yeah.
I also like to see tiny goals that are realistic. Here's what I'm aiming for with Adam over the next several weeks in art. So like for reading in art, his goal is he can read a short 2 to 3 step direction, like you see here, a direction list with me nearby, and tell me what to do first, next, and last. Okay. And this is kind of what we go over as well. So, and how we'll practice. So I'll have him underline or circle keywords like cut, glue, color, and then he'll explain the steps back to me using his own words.
Okay.
And then writing in art, our goal at the end of the project is he writes 2 to 3 simple sentences about his artwork using the sentence starters. Yes. We'll focus on starting with a capital letter, ending with a period, and doing his best spelling on key art words like line, shape, color. And then I also focus with him on confidence in sharing. So the goal would be he shares one thing about his artwork out loud during the class and just like a sentence or two. And then the oral language piece is important too, especially because his listening and speaking skills are stronger than his reading and writing right now. So that seems to really help him to be able to like talk out loud.
Those sounds like things he could actually do, not huge essays, just short, clear pieces.
Yeah, short, clear, exactly. Short, clear pieces that build over time.
Yes.
Or build up over time. Yeah. If you're open to it, here's a few simple home ideas that fit who he is and don't take a lot of time. So the first thing I was going to ask you is art talk instead of big writing. So when he draws or builds something at home, like Legos or doodles or whatever, ask him, what do you like about this? Or where did you start? Was it tricky? If you want to connect it to writing, you could say, let's write one sentence about this together. And you do most of the writing while he helps with a word or two. So you'll write it down. Labeling art, if he makes a picture, have him write a title for the art piece, even if it's just 2 or 3 words. Night sky or night city, crazy pattern, Adam's robot. That's writing practice. And it feels like it's part of the art, but it's actually not really a separate assignment. It kind of goes with it. Short art directions game. So you can say draw 3 circles and 2 triangles, or add 5 dots and 4 lines. And later you can flip it and have him give you the directions. And then this connects his strong math pattern brain to reading and giving instructions.
I like those. He could definitely do titles and give direction. That feels like him.
Oh, good. And if Night is busy, just doing the talking part. Tell me about your drawing. it's still a win.
Yeah.
It's still a win. What you're seeing at home really matters. So, are there certain times when he seems more open to reading or writing, or times it turns into a battle for you?
He does best right after a snack or when he's relaxed. If he feels already tired, he'll shut down quickly and really hates erasing. Once he messes up his spelling, he doesn't want to keep going.
That's great to know. In art, I'll keep reminding him that drafts and little mistakes are normal, and we can talk about how artists sketch and revise. I also read a book, actually, it's called Beautiful Oops, and it teaches kids that mistakes are okay, and that you can draw and make a mistake and make it into something beautiful.
That's
and so
great.
I always read that. I can tie that to his writing, too.
Yeah.
Writers sketch in words first, and it doesn't have to be perfect.
Okay.
And it sounds like right after snack, short and sweet is a good window at home.
Yes.
That's perfect for a quick title or one sentence about something he made. So just to pull it together, Adam has real strengths in math, patterns, visual thinking, and he brings those into art.
That's great.
Reading and writing, especially longer text and spelling, take extra effort for him, which we know from both the classroom and his testing. In art, I'm supporting him with visual directions, modeling, sentence starters, quick spelling support, and extra processing time.
Okay, great.
Our short-term goals are reading simple directions steps with support, writing 2 to 3 short sentences about his artwork, and sharing one thing about his work out loud.
Okay.
I'll keep an eye on his progress and jot a quick note in his art portfolio so we can see how his reflections grow over the year. If you'd like, we can also touch base again in the semester email, quick chat, whatever you have time for, and see how he's feeling.
That sounds wonderful. I really appreciate how you're connecting his love of art and his reading and writing goals. It feels scary. It feels less scary.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm glad. He's such a thoughtful kid with a strong visual sense. Honestly, that's a gift in art. We're just building the language around it so the rest of the school world can see what he can do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in and for being a supportive mom. Please email me if you have time and if you see anything at home that you think I should know or just want to update me on anything.
Of course. Thank you, Miss Sanchez. This really helps.
You're so welcome, Mrs. Sample. We'll keep working as a team for Adam.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, thank you.